sweetest talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video we're going to do our Game of Thrones review. Boy, what an episode. And I got exactly what I wished for. I said I wanted the trial to consist of at least 25 to 30 minutes. It was at least the last half hour. But before we get into that, because that was a great scene and the final part of that scene was even better. So, we first and foremost, we get a lot of Daenerys this episode, which is good because we didn't get much of her last episode, and we can see that she's in a very, very conflicted spot. She's sitting on her throne, and she's taking people from the city. People bringing to her their problems or their requests or whatever the case may be. And first, we get the gentleman whose goats basically got ashed and eaten by her dragon, who is significantly bigger, at least from what I can see, than the last time we saw it. And she handsomely repays him the value of the goats times 3. It's a great thing to do as a new queen. Take care of your people. Take care of the things that they need, But the next person who comes in basically is the child of somebody that she crucified, who in a council voted against slavery, or at least against crucifying them. And you could see the look on her face was like, she knows that's wrong. She knows that. Of course, she's not very knowledgeable in terms of what those kinds of things taking place, but that's irrelevant at this point. She has to take accountability for what she did. And while she at least, if nothing else, gave him a consolation prize, it left enough weight on her shoulders, and now she's really got to think about some of the decisions she's made. Especially now that, given the 2 other places that she, for the most part, freed have been taken over. One city has been taken over by the Masters again, and another one's been taken over by a warlord of some sort, it seems like. So it's going to be very interesting to see how she not only handles those situations, but also conducts herself as queen. In some instances, yes, she needs to be merciful, but on the other hand, sometimes, you have to throw down the iron fist, and rather than reason with the guy, I think any other king in any position, someone like Baratheon or Joffrey, Joffrey probably would have even killed the guy for talking to him like that. But she might have just said, you know what, that's how it is, I'm sorry for your father's loss, I was unaware of that, but let this be a reminder to you that I'm not going to take any bullshit. And I know that would have come across wrong, but by reasoning with them, you kind of show some sort of weakness, and I think that's an indication of her inexperience as a queen. So it's going to be interesting to see how she gets counseled by her own party there in terms of how to handle these sort of situations, especially considering the two older knights. They have experience in this department, but she also needs to sometimes listen to them as well. So that was very good. That we spent a lot of time with her. We got to see the dragon, which was great. Now, starting off the episode, I kind of just skipped by this, but we see that Stannis and Sir Davos went to the Iron Bank to try and get some gold so they can hire an army. And very swiftly, they were turned down. And, it's funny, like, when you see some of these characters on the show, they're not big characters, like secondary characters. And they talk with such an arrogance, and it's just so comical at times, especially when they're right. And the guy was right. He basically stated some facts by the numbers that really were hard to argue. But Sir Davos, in a very desperate situation, and also very clever himself, explained to him very thoroughly that, hey, look, you're following somebody that's on his last leg. And who are you going to follow when he's gone? You're going to follow a young boy who has no experience in how to run his throne. That's, and we already see that Tommen's already been very, very easily manipulated. So at least left the guy with some food for thought, and it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. I know a lot of you book readers know about that, but still, it'll be interesting to see, because if Stannis gets that army, it's going to be on. And right now, up in Westeros, it's shit's still a little shaky after the king's death, and looking at the council meeting that happened later on between Tywin and Varys, Mace, Oberyn, and Cersei, he even said that they seem to all agree that Daenerys is a considerable threat with her Unsullied and the Second Sons. So it's a lot of stuff going on. We didn't get to see the North, no big deal. We got a lot of that the last 2 episodes. So then during the episode, we get to see Theon Greyjoy's sister for the first time. We haven't seen her in eons, it feels like. And she sets off on a mission to save her brother. And that speech that she gave was incredible. It kind of gave me goosebumps. And it really made you feel good. But on the other hand, I'm sitting there like, this is a great speech. She's probably going to die. When you see heartwarming moments and a great speech and we're going to free my brother because what they did to him, they did to us. And then I'm like, yeah, she's going to get it. She's going to get it. So she gets in there. She breaks through with her people. She gets to Theon, and Theon is so brainwashed at this point that he was scared to leave with her. Probably the best opportunity he had to go. And had he not put up a fight, had he not had an outburst, they probably would have gotten out of there on time. And because of that, here comes Ramsay with his people, and a big brawl breaks out. Most of her people die, and a good portion of his die as well. He basically tells her, how fast can you run? In other words, get out of here, because if not, these dogs are going to chew you up. And she flees. She takes off with a couple of more men that were left behind, and considers her brother dead now. And as a reward, Ramsay, he gets off on the kind of control he has over Theon, and he's got him to the point now where being Theon is being somebody else. It's not being Reek. And it's amazing to see how Theon has just hit rock bottom. I mean, he is completely gone. He is gone. And I don't know if that's going to turn into something else down the road. Again, I know you book readers know better than I do, but man, he's gone. He is gone. Now, moving to the trial, because this is the good shit right here. This is what I've been waiting for. And boy, I got to tell you, seeing every person take the stand and just fabricate these stories, or tell events that really happen, but twist them in such a way that it makes Tyrion sound like a vengeful, evil person, it was very frustrating to watch. It really was. As a big Tyrion fan, and I'm sure that many other Tyrion fans out there had a hard time swallowing a lot of what was going on, because he's innocent, and that they have pinned everything against him. And even Master Pycelle, man, it made me sick. I'm there like, man, even Varys, and again, that doesn't surprise me. Varys did the same thing to Ned Stark in the first season. He wants the good. He's all about honor, but he's not honorable. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's all for the honorable king and doing the greater good, but not at the cost of his own life. And but he says that. He openly says that. He told Ned that. He told the same thing to Tyrion. So they shouldn't be too surprised when he comes around and he speaks against them. So, but again, I'm sure even Varys was like, damn, I'm only doing this to save my own life. I wish I didn't have to do this. But if he speaks in favor of Tyrion, he's dead, and nobody wants to die, right? So Jaime, as a last resort, goes up to his father and says, look, if you let him live, I will leave the royal guard if you let Tyrion live. And what does he do? Right away. Done. I'm like, wow. And even Jaime was shocked. Jaime's like, what? Are you serious? So he goes up to Tyrion and he tells him, keep your mouth shut, beg for mercy, and you'll go to the wall. And Tyrion's like, I'm not going to swallow. I'm not going. He refuses to accept his fate in terms of being Joffrey's killer. He's like, I'm innocent of that. I'm not going to die for Joffrey. And now he demands trial by combat. And if you've seen the title of the next episode, we already know who's fighting. This is not a big spoiler. Just look at the title of the episode. It says the Mountain versus the Viper. So obviously we're going to see Prince Oberyn get his wish, taking on the Mountain. And boy, next episode is going to be a fucking doozy. I cannot wait. I wish I could see Game of Thrones every day all year round. I'm serious. I love the show. It's so incredible. The way they mix the politics, the action, the backstabbing, the secrets, the surprises. Man, this show is epic. It really is. There's no other show out there like it. But anyway, guys, that's it, man. That's it. I will be doing my Game of Thrones preview sometime this week, so you can expect that. I really kind of want to talk about the second half of the trial, because we are getting more of it, so that's even better. And we're going to see a nice combat by the Big Mountain and the wise and poisonous Viper. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, man. I am very, very excited. Very excited. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. This is Rob signing off for ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching ETN. Don't forget to subscribe and join the Nation Facebook page. You're watching ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video we're going to do our Game of Thrones review. Boy, what an episode. And I got exactly what I wished for. I said I wanted the trial to consist of at least 25 to 30 minutes. It was at least the last half hour. But before we get into that, because that was a great scene, and the final part of that scene was even better. So, we first and foremost, we get a lot of Daenerys this episode, which is good, because we didn't get much of her last episode, and we can see that she's in a very, very conflicted spot. She's sitting on her throne, and she's taking people from the city, people bringing to her their problems or their requests or whatever the case may be. And first we get the gentleman whose goats basically got ashed and eaten by her dragon, who is significantly bigger, at least from what I can see, than the last time we saw it. And she handsomely repays him the value of the goats times 3. It's a great thing to do as a new queen. Take care of your people. Take care of the things that they need, that they need. But the next person who comes in